The content of this video is for educational purposes only. What you do with this information is at your own risk. Thank you for watching. Enjoy!
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today's video we're going to be setting up the Grand Theft Auto Vice City port on our Switch, but before I actually get into that, I would like to clarify that I am not the dev that is creating the ports for this Switch. If you had a chance to catch my previous video on the Grand Theft Auto 3 port, there was a huge misunderstanding that I was the dev that ported it to the Switch. And for that, everybody, I really do apologize. I didn't mean to lead anybody on that I was the dev. I just got all my files and followed the steps from the dev and made the NSP folder. And I just wanted to get it straight to y'all. And I really didn't mean to come off as the dev. So I am sorry again. And I'll leave a link in the description down below, so that way you can go ahead and check out the dev's page and thank him if you like. But other than that, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so just like my previous video, there's going to be one zip file for today. So if you look in the description down below, there's going to be a link that should say the Grand Theft Auto Vice City port or something like that. But once you click on that link, it should take you to the page where you can start the download process. And then after that, you can have it dragged to the desktop like we have already. Next, you can go ahead and open up your SD card and have it ready on the side. And now that we have this on the desktop, we can actually use our zipping software to extract it. So as always, I'm going to be using 7-zip to open my archive. If you don't have 7-zip, I'll leave a link in the description down below also, so that way you can download it for yourself and follow along with me here. But other than that, let's go ahead and continue. So once you open it up with your 7-zip, you can go ahead and see here that there's only two files, or folder and file, and you can highlight both of these files and then extract them to the root or the empty space of your SD card. So it is about 3 gigs. So I'll catch up to y'all when this is done. Alright, so now all the files have transferred over or have been extracted to the SD card. You can close out of the zipping software and you should have the one NSP file, and inside your Switch you should have this REVC file, which has all the good stuff that we need for the game, and now we should be good to go. So you're all set up with your SD card. You can, assuming you have already custom firmware with gold leaf or tinfoil or AWU to install the NSP folder, then you are essentially good to go. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take out the SD card and put it back in the Switch, and I'll catch up to you when my Switch is on and ready. Alright, so here on the Switch home menu, after booting back into custom firmware, there's going to be 2 different ways that we can go about entering the Grand Theft Auto Vice City port. The first and most convenient way is to add an NSP folder onto our Switch home menu, which I provided the NSP folder on the archive from the zip file, so you should have it in your SD card already. And the second option will be a title override if the NSP folder doesn't work. But I'm going to be showing these 2 options right now. So first things first, let's go ahead and try and install the NSP folder, because that would be more convenient. And let's go ahead and go into our Homebrew with Album. And here in the Homebrew menu, you can see already that we have the Grand Theft Auto Vice City port on there. But we can't run it in applet mode because it will crash instantly. So this is why we need to do a title override or NSP folder. So with the NSP folder, I'm going to be using Gold Leaf. And here in Gold Leaf, I'm going to go to Explore Content, go to SD card, and here, if you followed my instructions earlier, right behind my big body, it has the Grand Theft Auto Vice City thing. Here, there, something like that. So once you click on it, just follow the on-screen instructions, install it to the SD card, and just click on install. So it's pretty small. It should install pretty quickly. And now we're good to go. We can go ahead and push home. And now you should have the Grand Theft Auto Vice City port right here. If this does not work for you for any reason, this could be because your SIG patches aren't up to date with your firmware or something like that. But it's usually a SIG patches issue. But if it doesn't work for you and you just can't get it to work, then we have to use a title override option. And with that, we can go ahead and go to an installed game. And you're going to want to hold R on the right Joy-Con just hold R and then enter your game, and keep holding R until you enter Homebrew without applet mode. So you see on my screen on the top left corner, hey, 69. Sorry about that, but it's not showing applet mode anymore. And here in this Homebrew without applet mode, we can actually enter Grand Theft Auto Vice City with no issues, or you shouldn't have any issues. But I always do the first option first because it looks cooler and it's more convenient that way. But hopefully it worked for you. It should. I tested it out so many different times, so many different ways, and we should be good to go. So let's go ahead and enter the NSP folder. All right, so it's working just fine for me here. And for the first time ever adding it to your card, it has to add the textures and all that good stuff. So you might see it here, you might see it before me, but it'll take some time for the first time use. So let's go ahead and I have it on dock mode. Since I'm on dock mode, I can already set up my display with 1920 by 1080. I am going to use it in 16 by 9 because I know a lot of people told me that I have it on 4 by 3 and I was just doing a disservice to the game. So I'm going to put it on 16 by 9 with 1920 by 1080 and full screen. So that is good on this end. And I'm going to go ahead and click back and start the game. New game. And so here we go. This is what I was mentioning earlier. It's going to say right here for the first time, only one time. It's not going to do this again. But it says converting textures to optimal format for your video card. So this may take some time, up to 5 to 10 minutes, maybe. But yeah, it's gonna take let it do its thing, and it should load up the game just fine. And this is only a one-time thing. So I'm gonna catch up to y'all when this is done. All right, so after all that finishes with that textures or whatever it said on the message before, it did take about 5 to 10 minutes for me, but it should load up the game like so, and you should be able to play it already. So it's running smooth, it looks good, and the only issue that I have is that the camera panning is inverted. So if you push down, it goes up. If you push up, it goes down, which I'm going to be showing right now, and it's a bit annoying. And if anybody knows in the comments down below how to change this, so if I have to edit the files, I will edit it and I will re-upload my files just to get it right. But if anybody knows that, that would be very helpful. I tried changing them in the settings and that was it for me. But as far as the game goes, there you go. So now it's running good. But you see I am pushing down and it's going up, and I'm pushing up, it's going down. So it's really annoying. But other than that, game's running just fine. I mean, the panning from left to right is working good, but the up and down is really bad. You gotta push up, it's gonna be very confusing. I hope somebody helps out with that information. But yeah, other than that, it runs just like the Grand Theft Auto 3 version. And let's go ahead and take a car. Buttons are kind of awkward. Turn off the radio so that way it won't be so loud. But there you go. Game's run. I'm going to try and run it pretty fast so that way you can see if it's glitchy before you want to try it out for yourself. But it looks like I'm running full speed here and I'm having no issues. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Which has devastated 5 Caribbean islands and is heading for Vice City. More updates soon.
Okay. Okay, so she went ahead and tricked me. But it's alright. I'll be okay. Hope yes. Yeah. There you go, guys. Everything's working for me here. I have no complaints other than the up and down of this panning. So when you're trying to aim, it's very awkward. But I'm sure it's going to be updated after the second release and see how things go from there. But Other than that, let me know if it works for you. Let me know in the comments down below if it works for you. If it doesn't, let me know also. I'll try and help you as best I can. I made my archive so that way it can minimize as much problems that you might have. So that being said, hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? You know me, Eradicating Love. Had this one GTA 3 video. Kind of went up. Kind of blew up a little bit. Little controversy there. No? Eradicating Love? Alright, nope. Okay. You must not watch YouTube. Ugh. Apparently I can't fight either. But yeah guys, so getting carried away. That's it for here. I haven't had any issues with the display. The game's working just fine. When I close out, it doesn't crash. I haven't had any issues on my end from that with the files that I use for the setup. So with that being said, I hope you like this video, guys. Thumbs up is appreciated, a subscribe is appreciated, and of course, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.